If you've recently suffered from a fall, or maybe you're concerned about the aftermath of falling, this video is just for you. I'm going to show you 5 things that you can do to help prevent falling, to improve muscle responsivity and keep yourself from getting hurt. Welcome to the Joint Longevity Lab by Fitness Integrated Science. I'm Lauren Irk, and in today's video, I'm going to go over the prospect of what to do to keep our body from falling in the aftermath of falling itself. Now, if you think about falling, the issue is not really the fall. The issue is, can we recover? We are going to trip. We're going to experience an unevenness of our terrain. Someone's going to bump us. We're all going to experience that feeling of falling, but can we catch ourselves or not? It's not always the seniors that fall. Little kids fall. I've fallen. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a scalding pot of water. I was getting ready to give some tea to someone that was in my basement. And as I was walking back up the steps in a hurry, because I had to get to work, I tripped, hit a step, and lunged forward. Now, I did catch myself. I didn't hurt myself. If you can see from this scar, the scalding water went into the shoulder, and I had a pretty nasty burn for a number of months. But the good news is that I didn't have any joint issues. I have a client in her 70s who just recently fell on her steps, and guess what happened? She fell backwards, she broke her back, fractured several vertebrae, and she's had a number of back surgeries afterwards, and she's still not right. So what's the difference between those two stories? It's the muscular system's ability to respond to a loss of balance. So how do we improve that? Well, number one, we need to strengthen our muscles. We need to strengthen the muscles of our feet, and we need to strengthen the muscles of our lower extremities. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do right away that will help you to strengthen your lower body. Number one is going to be the seated squat. So if you come up to a chair, any chair, and stand right in front of it, I want you to notice, if I told you you had to sit down, how comfortable would you feel? Would you feel like the chair is going to go away? Would you feel like you wouldn't be able to hit it? How well do you trust your lower extremities? So try looking straight ahead. You may even want to let your legs sort of touch the chair. And I want you to just very lightly begin to shift yourself back. Trust yourself to gently come down into the chair. When you get back up, try not using your hands and try to use your legs to propel yourself back up. The whole story, the commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up. What they're not saying, they want you to buy a life alert or whatever. What they're not saying is that person's muscular system has failed. They fell, they can't get themselves back up. So we need to practice coming into the chair and getting back up. I would even recommend going all the way down to the floor and then trying to get back up. Now, as far as muscles responding quickly, we can change the speed at which we go into the chair, such as, let's say I'm going into the chair slowly, but then to stand up, I'm going to try to stand up quickly. That's what we're going to need to do. When we feel ourselves going down and falling, we need to be able to respond fast to reverse that and not allow ourselves to happen. You might even try just going slow on the way down, just kind of tap the chair and then quick on the way up. So again, I'm slowly coming down to the chair and then I'm fast coming back up. Working on that response time will really train your muscles to respond better on demand. For my next exercise, I want to work on strengthening the lower extremities. So I'm just going to turn this chair around and use it as a support. So I actually danced ballet for many years as a young girl. I know it doesn't look like it, but I did. And one thing that ballet really taught me was how to balance on my feet, because there's a constant work that's being done on the foot. Now, when you're standing on the ground and you have your feet at a comfortable distance apart and the ground is nice and comfortable, we don't have to worry about our balance. But when we're in different kinds of shoes or walking up and down hills or hitting rocks, hitting holes, potholes, that's where we have to worry about. So let's just first try to transfer our body weight into one foot, and then you can use this chair for balance and see if you can hold yourself. Now this is just a static balance, and that is one type of balance training. But let's face it, moving around the world, we're hardly ever this way. So let's just practice moving the outer leg in front, going out to the side, and then going to the back. Now in ballet, this is called rond de jambe. Kind of. I'm not really doing it, but this is resembling that motion. We're taking the leg around in a circle. Now see if you can do this without touching the chair. right? And that takes a lot of dexterity for that standing leg. See if you can do this without squunching up your toes maybe, right? And then over time, I may be able to go into more of a moving motion, and you can always hold on to the chair if needed, okay? And I would definitely recommend doing this on both sides, because a lot of times the side that we feel is going to be the best at balance ends up being the side that gets hurt because it is overworked. So when you do compare your two sides, notice if you feel any balance issues going in the other leg, going from side to front and then moving from side to side. We want to make sure that we're strengthening both sides of our body evenly, really trying to respond from the hip joint, the knee joint, and the ankle joint, right? All right, so standing on one leg, very important. As we get better at standing on one leg, we can actually transfer into my third exercise, which is called ball trapping. Now with trapping, I definitely would recommend having that chair close by, but you can see that I'm still standing on the ground. If I put one foot on the ball, now I have this unstable surface under this foot, which translates into this foot. Now this takes that rond de jambe exercise a little bit more on steroids, because now this ball is forcing my other leg, my outer leg, to come up higher off the ground, but this ball can move just about anywhere. So starting off with moving the foot forward and back, and then maybe moving it from side to side, working it from sagittal plane into the frontal plane, side to side, and noticing, can I let go of the chair and really work on the responsivity of my standing leg, my ankle, my knee, and my foot. Over time, maybe moving into a little bit more of a circular motion, right? And you'll definitely notice the difference. And if you want, you can even improve that by moving a little bit quicker and then working on letting go of your balance. I would definitely recommend trying this on both sides. Now, one thing about falling is there is a certain amount of quickness that happens with falling. And many times it's that we are trying to step up a pair of steps or step over something, or maybe someone hits us in an airport and we come from having a nice stable base to one foot stepping outside of that base. So let's practice doing that. This is my lunge and fall sort of exercise. So as we want to intentionally fall, let's just take one foot out in front of the body, come out in front of us, and then push off and go back. So I'm just going to fall, catch on the foot, and step back. Fall and step back. Now over time, as you step away, you can go a little bit wider, right? And you want to try to catch yourself in a way that you know you can get back to home base. Now this looks really easy, but it actually is quite difficult. Intentionally falling. And you want to do this also from side to side. So I'm going to fall and then push back up. Fall. So take your body and start feeling it going to the side and then catch yourself as you step your foot out. You can also try falling backwards. So let's say that I'm getting ready to go backwards and I catch myself and come back in. Now for my last exercise, I definitely think that we should all be working on our wrist strength. And this is one of the hallmarks of aging that a lot of people don't think about. We don't use these muscles very much. And as a fitness instructor for over 40 years, I hear about wrist problems all the time from my clients. So we definitely want to make sure that we are loading our wrists on a regular basis, because you just don't know what's going to happen. When you fall, a lot of people will reach back for the floor, catch themselves, boom, they've fractured a wrist. So the first thing you might want to do is take a chair, place your hands on top of the chair, put your weight on the wrist, and really feel, as you spread your fingers wide apart, actual pressure going through the wrist. Then from here, you can work on stepping away from the chair, holding this here, and just really working on stabilizing and putting pressure on the wrist over time. Also noticing if you don't have wrist extension, you might want to work on some isometrics. I'm going to tag another video that I did on the wrist and hand as well. Now from over time, you can actually practice falling on your hand. So I'll just try by falling forward. As I go down, I'm catching myself on my hand and then pulling it back. And then again, catching down and then coming back in. Catching down. And if you really feel comfortable, you may be able to step further away from the chair. where I'm actually catching myself and coming right back up. Because this happens more often than not. You're out walking the dog takes off, boom, you're on your hands and wrists. You can also practice some of these exercises pushing into a wall. That's another great exercise if the chair is actually too difficult. Now, between all of those exercises, strengthening the lower body, strengthening the foot and ankle, strengthening standing on one leg, practicing falling and catching on our feet as well as our hands, over time, you will get a little bit more confident about what happens when you lose your balance because you've already practiced it. You've already recreated those things and it won't seem so foreign to you. I feel like a lot of people, as they're getting ready to fall, they just fall and then they have to deal with whatever happens. So I hope that this video helped you. If there's anyone that you know that needs to hear this, please share this video with them. Also, make sure to give me a thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed to this channel so that you never miss a video. If you want longer routines where someone is actually taking you through exercise programs to strengthen these very muscles and work on these specific things with workouts and long drawn programs that are biomechanically based, head on over to my platform, Fitness Integrated Science TV, where I would love to help you with these things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.